What's up everyone, this is FP6 bringing you some more Fusion Cup practice battles. Now in this battle I'm going to be trying out a line of 3 that one of my friends here in Colorado recommended to me. Shout out to Kyle. He said this line looked good on paper, so I tried it out for you and gave it a good stress test. And that line of 3 is double Flier, so Altaria and Noctowl, and then Whiscash, or Quagsire as well, sorry. Double Flier plus Quagsire. My friend Kyle said it looked really good on paper, covered a lot of matchups, so I'm giving it a test run here in this video. And right off the bat, I'm going to tell you I was not very impressed with it at all. Because Charmers seem to be on the rise in this cup, that leaves you very vulnerable to Charmers within that line of 3. You don't really have a good answer for it. Sure, if they're running Alolan Ninetales, the Stone Edge from Quagsire is going to be able to hit for super effective. But man, it's so easy to hard counter a double Flyer strat. And what I found from my opponents that I tried this line of 3 with, the second I sent them the screenshot of my team, they knew like what my strategy was going to be. They saw the 2 Flyers there, and so they tried to hard counter it every single time, and it worked. These first battles are against my friend Couch Amigo. These first 2 battles showcase some decent wins using this strategy. Noctowl and Altaria are both so bulky, really good Flyers. But man, if either of them are met with a Probo Pass, that's just going to counter them ridiculously hard. Luckily on Couch Amigo's team, his only anti-Flyer right there is his Whiscash. So his Whiscash had a lot of work to do trying to clean up an Altaria and a Noctowl. So luckily this line of 3 was able to work against that, but got my Quagsire against this Poliwrath at the end. Make sure to just go straight Earthquake here. Stone Edge would be resisted. Don't think this takes it out. Yeah, Poliwrath is definitely one of the bulky fighting types, but luckily I stacked a Sky Attack in this Altaria, so I'm able to take out the Poliwrath and take this first match. Couch Amigo is rocking Heracross as his fighter, and I did some practice battles with him last night with a different team that I'm running, and that freaking Heracross like swept me 3 games in a row, even though I have like 3 hard counters to it on my other team. But I think I'm going to be doing some more practice with Heracross and trying that out. So we have Noctowl against Poliwrath. This is a favorable matchup for Noctowl. Those the Ice Punches are only doing single super effective damage, whereas if this was an Altaria, I'd be in a much worse spot. And I definitely think the play here is just to go straight Ice Punch, not Dynamic Punch. Even though Noctowl is normal flying, those Dynamic Punches are hitting for neutral. The Ice Punch, I believe, is more energy efficient because you are hitting for super effective the entire time instead of neutral damage. The Sky Attack finishes off the Poliwrath. You can see I came out of that matchup up a shield and I won the lead. He brings in Shiftry, which is also not a good answer to Noctowl, so I'm guessing whatever he has in the back is also weak to Flyers. So I'm going to commit a shield. There's his Whiscash, which again is functioning as the anti-Flyer in his team. So this poor little Whiscash is absolutely getting put to work. It has so much stuff to handle. This is where having a Bronzong or an Alolan Sandslash or a Probopass on the team really would make me think twice about running this line of 3. But every battle in this video is going to be featuring this line of 3. And in a lot of the battles coming up, I get absolutely destroyed because it's so easy to hard counter this. And just in general, please voice your opinion in the comments section below, but I am not liking this Fusion Cup. Not liking it at all. And it's purely because it literally just feels like a whole game of rock, paper, scissors. It feels like the Kingdom Cup. Maybe not as hard countery as the Kingdom Cup, but I feel like in this cup, way more so than in Timeless, if you lose the lead, there's like a 99% chance that you're going to lose that match. Because it's just hard counter after hard counter. and like ridiculous hard counters, like a Probo Pass on a Flier or a Whiscash on a Probo Pass, like things that absolutely wreck that Pokemon. Or a Charmer on Shiftry. You ever been stuck in that situation? That freaking hurts. I've also been stuck in like Shiftry on a Heracross, and that sucks as well. You get crazy farm down. And it's very hard to avoid these situations in this cup, because if you lose the lead, you obviously have to get out of there. One strategy I've been seeing be talked about a little bit is like a sacrificial swap strategy, where if you lose the lead, you have a Pokemon in there that you're going to switch in as a total sacrifice in hopes that that thing is going to go down fast, and then you can farm down the Pokemon that they bring in. I am not a huge fan of strategies like this. I don't want to have to bring a Pokemon in my line of 3 solely knowing that, yeah, it's just gonna die. That's all it's gonna do, is bait out one of their Pokemons. I'm really not a fan of those types of strategies, but please let me know if you've found out any strategies that help make this cup feel less like a big game of rock, paper, scissors. I'm very interested to know. Now, here's some battles against Pawnsy 17. And this is a more like standard team of what you're seeing within this cup. He has an anti-flyer of Bronzong, as well as a Charmer. So this double flyer strat is going to really struggle. Alolan Ninetales is a good answer to Noctowl and Altaria, and so is Bronzong. And he brought, I believe he brought both of them in this line of 3. He like instantly hard countered me. Somehow I'm up a shield in this situation. Going for Sky Attack on Bronzong. Both Sky Attack and Dragon Pulse would be resisted, but Sky Attack is just a slightly better move. Bring out my Quagsire. Quagsire is not as tanky as Whiscash either. Those Psyshocks really hurt. In comes the Shiftry. This Leaf Blade is going to take me out. And my Stone Edge is not going to be able to do enough damage to this Shiftry to take it out. So this is definitely going to be a loss for me. Shiftry is so fast. Here comes that Leaf Blade to polish off Quagsire. Again, literally like countered my line perfectly. He brought in Alolan Ninetales, Bronzong, and Shiftry. All of those are hard counters to the 3 Pokemon that I brought in. So Pawnsy read me like a book. But guess what? This is a feature video, so I'm going to keep bringing in this line of 3. Hopefully be able to get a win. But this also showcases a lot of the problems that I ran into with this line. So this is a positive matchup for Altaria. I'm very surprised that he's staying in this. So in this scenario, I'm just going to farm up a bunch of energy. Even if this is Sludge Wave, I'm okay with taking it. But it's just a Hydro Cannon. Not going to shield. There's one of the hard counters, and this is what I wanted. I wanted to get my Quagsire on the anti-flyer for this strategy to really work. But look at how much damage this Bronzong does. Quagsire is nowhere near as tanky as I thought. I'm over farming to this Earthquake, and now my strategy has pretty much failed. Because he commits a shield here, I thought I could just squeak by without committing a shield, but I'm not able to get 2 Earthquakes off there. So Quagsire is not hard enough of a counter to Bronzong. Now maybe you could swap in Whiscash for Quagsire, because the spammability of Mud Bomb and the added tankiness definitely gives you a better matchup against that Bronzong. Because freaking Quagsire, man. I didn't want to have to commit a shield to it, but I guess I should have in order to do better with that matchup. And now I have no choice but to bring my Altaria back in on this Bronzong. He's really, I'm really thinking he's got something weak to flying in the back, because he is shielding this Bronzong to keep it alive. So I'm going to bring in my own Noctowl to wing attack this down, and it's Shiftry in the back. So yes, this strategy only worked this time purely based on the team composition. He brought in Bronzong as the only real answer to Double Flyer. Now, Swampert is actually a good answer to Noctowl. I'm not sure if it wins out the matchup, but at least the Hydro Cannon spam ability really does a lot of damage to Noctowl. Not near as much to Altaria because it's going to be resisted. So I'm actually going to be able to take this match. Still just barely though. Bronzong is such a good answer to Flyers. So let's see if I can get another win. Somehow I pulled out a win there. But man, yeah, this Fusion Cup just feels so hard countery. Please let me know if you found any strategies to make it feel less hard countery. But I switch in my Noctowl. This is exactly what happens, man. You switch, you lose the lead, so you have to do this switch. I had to get out of there because Quagsire against Shiftry, totally horrible. So I had to switch in one of my Flyers. And there's Noctowl in the back to greet, or there's a Bronzong in the back to greet me. At least these Nightshades are going to be hitting for super effective, but Nightshade is not a very good move in general. Gonna let this go. And this is actually not super great because it leaves me with the perfect amount of energy. He's able to get like 2 more confusions and get even more energy. So honestly, I should have committed a shield there and then possibly got to another Nightshade because it just left me with an awkward amount of energy. And now this Bronzong is still just going to town on my Quagsire. I have no good answer to this Bronzong because Earthquake takes a while to get to, even though Mudshot charges very fast. Now I swap in my Altaria because I'm assuming that this was his only anti-flyer that he brought in, and I want to farm up a little bit of energy. But this Bronzong is going on a killing spree, man. Doing so much damage, and there's the Alolan Ninetales. Yep, he hard countered the double flyer strategy so well. I messaged him after these battles and I'm like, dude, I was trying to feature this line of 3 and you're in here hard countering it the whole time. But it's a good thing that he did that. These are real authentic battles, not trying to hype up a line of 3 if it doesn't work that well. So this is totally how it performs, and you always need to be aware when you have a team composition like a team of 6 that has a double of a certain typing. People are gonna plan for that double. Like I have double flyers here, so people are obviously gonna bring an anti-flyer in their line of 3. Now you can use this to your advantage in a tournament. If people see a double flyer, they're going to bring in an anti-flyer, and maybe you could just not bring in any flyers and totally hard counter their anti-flyer. So you can do some mind games with that, but people are going to be aware when you have a double of a certain typing, and they're always going to be planning for it. So you can't really take them by surprise, like, oh, double flyer, didn't expect that. No, people are going to expect that when you have that on your team of 6. So just be aware of that. You can possibly use that to your advantage and not bring in any flyers, even though you have 2 flyers on your team. I believe it was back in Nightmare Cup a while ago, obviously, and someone was running 3 fighters, and then when I fought them, they didn't bring a single fighter in on any of the rounds that I fought them in the tournament. It was hilarious. That was like the craziest mind games that I had ever experienced, because seeing 3 fighters on someone's team, obviously you're going to plan for that. And then they never came out, and I was like, what the heck, dude? You are like next level tripping me out here. Yeah, so maybe that can work to your advantage. I still ended up winning those matches, even with the non-triple fighters brought in, but it was hilarious when that happened. There's the Bronzong again. I don't have a good answer for it. I'm at least gonna throw these Nightshades to chip it down or draw out this last shield, but when you get in this situation, man, it's like you pretty much just want to quit the match because there's like no way that you're gonna come back from it. Going for this Nightshade again, which again is the correct play. It's just barely more energy efficient than Sky Attack, even though Sky Attack is resisted. Sky Attack is a really good move, and you get stab on it, and Nightshade is a pretty crappy move, but you get super effective damage on it. It's slightly more energy than the Sky Attack, but it does a little bit more damage, so definitely the way to go there. I might actually be able to take this match by some miracle. This Side Shock is going to hurt. Dragon Breath, even though it's resisted, does a lot of damage. Oh, there's no way I'm taking this. I Dragon Breath that down. What is in the back? Alola, he brought in the Alola Ninetales and the Bronzong again, so no way that that's happening. So, Kyle, boom. Here's the testing of this line of 3. Maybe try out Whiscash instead of Quagsire. I don't know. Not a huge fan of this line of 3. Let me know what you guys think of this. If you want to battle with me, head on over to my Patreon, patreon.com/FPSticks. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.